In every corner of Japan, there are hidden wonders. Places that exist beyond the usual travel routes, patiently waiting to be discovered. And we've come to uncover those secrets. To venture into lands where beauty and serenity never end. Welcome to Dynamic Expeditions. Welcome to a brand new cinematic travel adventure. Welcome to episode 29. I'm Aditya, and today, I bring you the top 10 secret magical places in Japan. New places, new adventures, new discoveries. In our last episode, episode 28, we explored the adventures of New Zealand. If you missed it, the link is in the description, make sure to check it out. So, let's begin episode 29. If you are new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and enable notifications bell to join us on these magical journeys. Today, we'll explore 10 secret, magical places, each more enchanting than the last. If you love traveling and discovering the unseen side of our world, then you are in the right place, because only on Dynamic Expeditions will you experience cinematic travel journeys like these. For the best experience, watch in full screen. Let the colors, the temples, and the beauty of Japan immerse you. Now let's begin today's magical episode 29. Today's 10th magical place, the Blue Pond, Baiai, Hokkaido. Nestled in the quiet countryside of Baiai, Hokkaido, lies one of Japan's most surreal and dreamlike sights, the Blue Pond. From the moment you arrive, the view feels otherworldly, a pool of shimmering turquoise water surrounded by pale birch trees, their white trunks reflected perfectly in the glowing surface. The color of the pond isn't constant, it shifts with the light and the season. In the soft morning sun, it glows like crystal blue silk. By afternoon, it turns into deep aquamarine. And as clouds drift overhead, the tone changes again, a living painting created by nature's own hand. What makes this place truly magical is its silence. There's no sound except for a soft breeze, the rustle of leaves, and the gentle whisper of water moving beneath the still surface. When you stand there long enough, the reflections of the trees almost feel alive, swaying in the water like they're floating in another realm. It's a place where time slows down, and even your thoughts seem to calm, absorbed by that endless shade of blue. Blue Heart. Fun fact: this hidden gem remained unknown for years, until something unexpected happened. Apple discovered it and used its photo as a default wallpaper for macOS. Overnight, millions of people across the world saw this pond every time they opened their laptops. Many believed it was a digital creation, but it wasn't. It was real. A real pond, in a quiet corner of Japan, that suddenly became a global icon without saying a single word. Globe showing Europe Africa personal computer. History. Ironically, the pond was never planned as a tourist attraction. It was born out of an accident, or maybe destiny. In 1988, after Mount Tokachi erupted, local engineers built a dam along the Baiai River to protect nearby villages from volcanic mudflows. Over time, rainwater and river water started accumulating behind the dam. The minerals, particularly aluminum hydroxide, dissolved into the water, scattering sunlight in such a way that only blue wavelengths reflected back. The result? A pond so vibrant it looks like a mirror of the sky. Nature turned a man-made structure into something beyond human imagination. A reminder that even out of disaster, beauty can bloom. Travel tip. To experience the Blue Pond at its best, arrive just after sunrise. The early light creates calm, glassy reflections where every branch and cloud is mirrored perfectly. Bring a camera but don't rush to take photos. Stand still for a few minutes and watch the color shift with every passing second. It's almost meditative. Avoid weekends and midday crowds if you can. The true charm of Baiai's Blue Pond lies in its silence and solitude. If you are visiting during autumn, you'll see golden leaves glowing against the blue surface. And in winter, when the pond freezes, it turns into an ice painting beneath the snow, glowing faintly under the pale sun. Best time to visit. The ideal months are May to October. That's when sunlight brings out the purest shades of blue, and the birch trees are lush and full. From late November to February, the pond transforms. Covered in a thin layer of snow, the frozen surface still reflects the trees, like silver shadows on ice. Each season offers a different personality. Spring's freshness, summer's radiance, autumn's reflection, and winter's serenity. No matter when you visit, the pond will always greet you differently. And maybe that's what makes this place so special. It doesn't just change with the weather, it changes with you. Every time you visit, you'll find a new shade, a new silence, a new feeling. Because the Blue Pond isn't just a destination, it's a reflection of peace, color, and quiet wonder. Today's 9th magical place, Shirkavago Village, Gifu. Hidden deep within the mountains of Gifu Prefecture, there's a village that looks like it belongs in a fairy tale. A place where time has stopped, snow falls like gentle feathers, and warm light glows from wooden windows. Welcome to Shirkavago, Japan's living snow kingdom. Snowflake sparkles. From a distance, you'll see steep, triangular rooftops rising from the valley, thatched with straw and blanketed with snow. At night, the entire village sparkles like a painting, every house glowing softly beneath a canopy of stars. It's the kind of sight that makes you pause, smile, and whisper to yourself, "This can't be real." The architecture here is known as Gassho-zukuri, meaning hands in prayer. Each roof, shaped like palms pressed together, was designed to endure Japan's heaviest snowfall. A harmony of beauty, faith, and pure ingenuity. As you walk along the narrow paths lined with icy streams and tiny bridges, you'll smell wood smoke curling from chimneys, hear distant laughter from cozy inns, and feel that quiet magic that only winter in Japan can bring. This is more than a village, it's a living memory frozen in snow. Fun fact. The most fascinating detail. Every one of these houses, some standing strong for over 2 centuries, is built without a single nail. Only wooden joints, ropes, and straw hold them together. Generations of villagers gathered each year to help repair each other's roofs. A community tradition called Yui, which means bond. It's this unity that kept Shirkavago alive through storms, seasons, and centuries. Today, it's recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But it still breathes like a real village, not a museum. Families live here, children go to school, smoke rises from the hearths. You are not just visiting history, you are walking through it. History. Shirkavago's story began more than 250 years ago. Farmers who lived in this snowy mountain region had to find a way to survive brutal winters and heavy snowfall. So they built these tall Gassho-style homes, their steep roofs allowing snow to slide off easily. Inside, families raised silkworms in the attic, warmed themselves around the Irori hearth, and lived simply, in rhythm with the mountains. What's amazing is that many of these same houses still stand today, handed down from one generation to the next. Each beam, each rope, carries the mark of centuries of care, a quiet resilience that defines Japan's mountain culture. Travel tip. To truly feel Shirakawa-go's spirit, don't just visit, stay overnight. Book a night in one of the traditional farmhouses that operate as guest houses. As evening falls, you'll hear snow crunching underfoot. And from your window, you'll see soft lanterns glowing through the snow. A view that feels like stepping inside a Japanese fairy tale. Wake up early the next morning before sunrise. The entire village glows in blue dawn light, surrounded by white silence. It's peaceful, still, and utterly unforgettable. Bring warm clothes, waterproof shoes, and a slow heart. Because this is a place meant to be felt, not rushed. Best time to visit. The best months to experience Shirakawa-go's magic are December to February. That's when the village transforms into a real-life winter wonderland. Thick snow blankets the rooftops. And during the special Winter Light-Up Festival, each Gusho-style home glows like a lantern in the night. It's a scene photographers dream of. Golden lights flickering against the dark mountains and pure white snow. But even beyond winter, Shirakawa-go changes beautifully with every season. Cherry blossoms in spring, lush green in summer, red maples in autumn. No matter when you visit, you'll always find magic in its silence. In a world moving too fast, Shirakawa-go reminds us of something simple. That beauty doesn't always need to be new. Sometimes, it's found in what's been standing quietly for hundreds of years. A place where the snow, the people, and the houses all tell the same story. A story of warmth, unity, and timeless wonder. Today's 8th magical place, Arashiyama Bamboo Grove, Kyoto. Tucked away in the western outskirts of Kyoto, there's a path that feels like it leads straight into another world. A place where the sunlight filters through tall emerald bamboo. Where wind hums like a melody through swaying stalks. And where silence itself feels alive. Welcome to Arashiyama Bamboo Grove, Japan's most enchanting natural corridor. Tanabata tree sparkles. Walk slowly here because every step feels sacred. The air is cool, the ground soft beneath your feet. And above you, thousands of bamboo rise like pillars of a green cathedral. As you wander deeper, the world outside fades away. No city sounds, no hurry, only the rustle of leaves whispering secrets to the wind. The light dances gently between the bamboo, creating shifting patterns of gold and green on the path below. It's a place that doesn't just look magical, it feels magical. The rhythm of the breeze, the creaking of the bamboo, the faint scent of moss. Together, they create a soundscape that feels like meditation in motion. You don't need music here, the forest itself composes its own. And if you stand still long enough, you'll hear it, that soft, hollow clack of bamboo meeting bamboo. Like nature's heartbeat echoing through time. Imagine walking through a world made entirely of green. Tall bamboo stretching endlessly toward the sky. Their smooth trunks glowing softly under the morning sun. The path curves gently, always half hidden in mist, inviting you to keep going even when you can't see the end. It's peaceful, yet powerful. As if the entire forest breathes in harmony with you. Every breeze brings a new whisper, a new rhythm. A reminder that sometimes, silence says more than words ever could. This is not just a grove, it's Japan's living poem to serenity. Fun fact. The sound of wind through this bamboo grove is officially recognized by Japan's Ministry of Environment as one of the nation's 100 soundscapes. A list of natural sounds preserved for their cultural beauty. In the mornings, when the forest is still, You can hear this whispering symphony echoing through the valley. Soft, rhythmic, and timeless. History. Arshiyama's bamboo grove dates back to the Heian period, 8th century. Once part of an imperial retreat where nobles and poets came to seek inspiration. The grove was considered sacred, a symbol of strength, purity, and balance. Over time, it became a place for meditation, reflection, and poetry. Even today, walking here feels like tracing the same path that emperors and monks once walked. Searching not for treasure, but for peace of mind. Travel tip. The best way to experience Arshiyama is in silence. Visit just after sunrise, before tourists arrive, when mist still lingers among the bamboo. Bring no music, no distractions, just yourself. You'll find the grove nearly empty. Bathe in soft morning light that turns the entire forest golden green. If you listen carefully, you'll hear distant temple bells and the flow of the nearby Katsura River. A sound that completes this natural masterpiece. Best time to visit. The grove is beautiful year-round. But spring and autumn offer the most stunning light and colors. In spring, the air carries the scent of new bamboo shoots and blooming cherry trees nearby. In autumn, the grove glows beneath a golden sky. And the contrast of fiery red maples outside the grove is simply breathtaking. No matter the season, early morning is when Arshiyama feels truly alive. In a world that never stops moving, Arshiyama Bamboo Grove reminds us that peace still exists. Not in silence, but in sound. Not in isolation, but in balance. Here, every leaf, every shadow, every whisper tells a story of nature's quiet strength. So when you walk this path, don't just look around, listen. Because sometimes, the most magical journeys aren't about where you go, but what you feel along the way. Herb Sparkles. Today's 7th magical place, Tachiho Gorge, Miyazaki. Hidden deep within the lush mountains of Miyazaki lies a place that looks straight out of a fantasy movie, Tachiho Gorge. Here, emerald green waters flow quietly through a narrow ravine, surrounded by cliffs of ancient volcanic rock that rise dramatically on both sides. The entire gorge was formed thousands of years ago by lava from Mount Aso's eruptions, slowly sculpted by nature's own hand into this breathtaking landscape. As you walk along the riverside path, you'll hear the gentle sound of waterfalls echoing through the gorge. Moss and ferns blanket every rock, adding a soft green glow to the surroundings. At times, sunlight filters through the leaves and sparkles on the river's surface. It feels as if you've stepped into a hidden world untouched by time. Fun fact. One of the best parts of visiting Tachiho Gorge is renting a small rowboat and gliding through the calm emerald waters. As you paddle closer, you'll see Manai Waterfall, a 17-meter cascade that plunges elegantly into the gorge below. When you row beneath it, tiny droplets of water shimmer in the light like scattered crystals. It's not just a sight to see, it's an experience that feels almost spiritual, as if nature itself is whispering its secrets to you. And fun fact, despite the gorge's narrow shape, the echoes here are soft and musical. Every splash, every paddle stroke, feels amplified by the stone walls around you. History. But Tachiho isn't just about natural beauty, it's a place steeped in myth and legend. According to ancient Japanese folklore, this is the sacred land where Amaterasu, the sun goddess, once hid herself in a cave. Her retreat plunged the entire world into darkness until the other gods danced outside to lure her out, restoring light once again. Even today, locals believe this gorge holds divine energy, a balance between light and shadow, peace and power. Shrines nearby still honor these deities, and you can often hear the faint sound of traditional music from evening rituals. Walking here feels like being part of that timeless story, where myth, nature, and spirituality merge into one. Travel tip: if you ever visit, make sure to come early in the morning. At Sunrise, the first rays of light pierce through the trees, reflecting off the emerald water, creating a golden shimmer that feels almost unreal. Rent a boat early, before the crowds arrive, and just drift quietly through the mist. Take your time, the gorge is not about rushing, it's about feeling. Every turn, every sound, every waterfall deserves your pause and admiration. And if you enjoy photography, this is one of the best spots in Japan to capture natural reflections and soft light. Best time to visit. The best months to experience Tachiho Gorge are between April and June. That's when the landscape is alive, bright green, vibrant, and full of energy. The river sparkles, the air feels fresh, and the cliffs are covered in lush vegetation. In summer, the water glows a deeper shade of emerald, while autumn paints the canyon in red and gold hues. But if you want the purest, dreamlike version, spring is when Tachiho Gorge truly comes alive. Today's sixth magical place, Fushimi Inari Shrine, Kyoto. Hidden at the base of Kyoto's sacred Mount Inari lies a path that feels endless, a glowing tunnel of red gates stretching into the forest. This is Fushimi Inari Taisha, where thousands of vermilion torii form a corridor of devotion, light, and quiet wonder. Shinto Shrine sparkles. As you pass through the first gate, the city's noise fades. The air grows softer, the light between the gates becomes a living color, and with every step you feel the mountain drawing you inward. Walk slowly, the torii stack and overlap, their shadows falling like calligraphy on the stone path. Kitsune statues watch from the sides, silent guardians of rice, keys, and wishes. The rhythm of your footsteps here becomes a part of the shrine's long cadence. Fun fact: every torii you walk beneath was donated by merchants, families, and companies, their names carved in black kanji along each pillar. These gifts of gratitude keep the path growing. New gates are added when wishes are answered, making this red tunnel a living record of faith and thanks. History. Founded in 711 AD, Fushimi Inari honors Inari Kami, the Shinto deity of rice and prosperity. For centuries, farmers and traders came to pray for good harvests and success. Their devotion transformed the mountain into this endless avenue of gates. Festivals, offerings, and tiny wooden plaques called ima continue to make the shrine feel alive, a place where past and present meet in ritual and quiet. Travel tip: to feel the shrine's true spirit, arrive before sunrise or after dusk. In the morning mist, the gates glow softly and crowds vanish. At night, lanterns give the path an almost dreamlike depth. Wear comfortable shoes. The full climb takes about 2 hours if you go to the summit and carry water. Pause at the small sub-shrines tucked beneath trees. Each one holds a story, a prayer, a tiny window into local life. Best time to visit: March, May, cherry blossom season, and October, November, autumn colors, are the most beautiful, red gates framed by pink blooms or fiery maple leaves. Winter mornings offer the deepest silence and the clearest air. No matter the season, early hours give you the most intimate experience. Fushimi Inari is more than a photograph, it's a slow walk through centuries of devotion. Each gate is a thank you, a hope, a story carved into wood. And when you finally reach a viewpoint and look back at Kyoto framed by those endless vermilion arches, you'll understand why people keep coming to walk not just a path, but 100 small prayers woven into the mountain. Today's fifth magical place, Jigokudani Monkey Park, Nagano. Tucked away deep in the snow-covered mountains of Nagano lies a place unlike anywhere else on earth. A world where steam rises from the frozen ground, where snow gently falls on ancient pine trees, and where wild monkeys, yes, real monkeys, sit peacefully in hot springs, their faces glowing red against the icy white landscape. This is Jigokudani Monkey Park, Japan's winter wonderland where nature and wildlife meet in the most unexpected harmony. As you walk through the narrow forest trail leading to the park, the sound of your footsteps crunching in the snow mixes with the distant hiss of hot springs. The path winds through a quiet valley, and just when you think you've reached the edge of civilization, you see it, a cloud of steam rising into the cold air. Then, suddenly, they appear, the Japanese macaques. Some are grooming each other by the rocks, while others slowly climb into the steaming pools. The youngest ones splash and play, sending tiny ripples across the mirror-like water. It's one of those rare moments that feel like a scene from another world, calm, pure, and completely untouched by time. Monkey fun fact: Jigokudani is the only place on earth where wild monkeys bathe naturally in hot springs. The story began back in the 1960s when locals noticed monkeys sitting near the human onsens nearby, mimicking people as they soaked in the water. Out of curiosity, one monkey dipped a hand, then a foot, then finally slipped into the water, and the rest, as they say, is history. Since then, generations of snow monkeys have continued the ritual every winter. Watching them close their eyes, half asleep in the steam, is oddly human, a reminder of how connected we are to nature in ways we often forget. Scroll history. The park was officially established in 1964, not as a zoo, but as a sanctuary where these unique creatures could live freely. Jigokudani literally means Hell Valley, named for the steam and bubbling water that rise from the frozen ground, but the irony is beautiful. In the heart of this so-called hell, peace thrives. Over time, this place became more than a scientific curiosity, it turned into a symbol of coexistence, where humans learned to observe rather than interfere. Even today, the macaques come and go as they please. No cages. No barriers. Just snow, steam, and serenity. Cloud with snow travel tip. Visiting Jigokudani in winter is an experience that engages every sense. The 1.6-kilometer trail from Kambashi Onsen is covered in snow, so wear proper boots and warm layers. Go early morning when the light is soft and the valley is quiet. As you reach the springs, you'll see steam rising in golden rays of sunlight, and if you are lucky, snowflakes drifting lazily into the hot water. Bring a camera, but more importantly, bring patience. The magic here isn't just in seeing the monkeys, it's in feeling the rhythm of their calm world. Calendar best time to visit. The best months are from December to March, when the snow is thick and the contrast of red faces against white landscapes is at its most mesmerizing. In spring, the snow begins to melt, and you can see young macaques exploring the riverbanks. Summer brings lush greenery, while autumn paints the valley in gold and crimson hues. But winter is where this park truly becomes a living painting. As you stand there, snow falling softly, the steam swirling around you, and the sound of monkeys echoing through the valley, you realize something profound. In a world that never stops moving, these snow monkeys remind us to pause, to breathe, and to simply exist in the moment. Here, in the heart of Nagno's frozen wilderness, nature doesn't need to impress. It simply is. And that quiet simplicity is what makes Jigokudani Monkey Park one of Earth's most magical places. Today's fourth magical place, Mount Koya, Wakayama. High in the misty mountains of Wakayama lies a hidden world of peace and timeless beauty. A place where monks chant beneath cedar trees, and fog rolls like waves across ancient temples. Welcome to Mount Koya, Japan's sacred mountain of meditation and light. Cherry Blossom. As you ascend through winding forest roads, the world below fades away. The cool air smells of pine and incense, and soft bells echo through the valley. At the summit awaits Koyasan, a temple town that feels frozen in time, where over 100 shrines and monasteries stand quietly among the trees. Here, silence isn't emptiness, it's a living presence. Walk through Okunoin Cemetery, Japan's most sacred resting ground. Thousands of moss-covered lanterns line the misty path, guiding pilgrims to the mausoleum of Kobodashi, the monk who founded this site more than 1,200 years ago. Legend says he never truly died. He sits in eternal meditation, spreading light and wisdom to the world. Even today, monks bring him meals each morning, believing he's still alive in deep spiritual consciousness. Fun fact: you can actually spend a night here inside a real Buddhist monastery. Sleep on tatami mats, enjoy simple vegetarian temple food called Shojin Ryori, and join the monks at dawn for their prayers. The echo of chanting, the scent of incense, and the flicker of candlelight create a calm that feels otherworldly, a rare chance to live the monk's rhythm, even if just for a night. History. Mount Koya was founded in the 9th century by the monk Kobodashi. He chose this lotus-shaped valley to symbolize harmony between heaven and earth. It became the heart of Shingon Buddhism, teaching enlightenment through inner reflection and compassion. For centuries, pilgrims have climbed these paths seeking peace. And even now, robed monks walk silently through the fog. Each step a prayer, each breath a meditation. Travel tip: come with respect and stillness. Speak softly, dress modestly, and move slowly through the temple grounds. The mountain rewards those who listen to the whisper of cedar trees, to distant bells, and to the sound of your own thoughts quieting. Stay till nightfall, when lanterns glow softly, and the forest feels alive with calm energy. Best time to visit. The most magical season is autumn, from October to November, when the maple trees turn golden and the air is crisp with peace. In winter, snow wraps the temples in silence. In spring, cherry blossoms bloom gently around them. Every season carries its own kind of stillness, its own form of prayer. Mount Koya isn't just a destination, it's a feeling. A reminder that peace isn't something we search for far away. It's something we discover within. Today's third magical place, Miyajima Floating Torii Gate, Hiroshima. Just off the coast of Hiroshima lies a site that feels like a dream painted on water. A giant red torii gate rising gracefully from the sea, glowing beneath the soft light of dawn and dusk. Welcome to Miyajima, the island of the gods, where heaven and earth meet upon the waves. As the tide rises, the great Vermilion Gate appears to float, its reflection shimmering gently on the calm Seto inland sea. Waves lap softly at its base, and the air carries a sense of quiet reverence. Seagulls circle above, and the distant ring of shrine bells echoes through the wind. When the sun sets, the gate glows like fire against the fading sky. A vision of beauty that feels both eternal and alive. At low tide, the magic changes form. The sea retreats, revealing a sandy path that lets you walk right up to the gate. Each step brings you closer to its wooden pillars, their lower halves darkened by centuries of waves and whispers. Here, you can touch the structure that for generations has welcomed spirits and travelers alike. Sparkle's fun fact. Miyajima Story Gate is one of Japan's most photographed landmarks, and it's rebuilt every few decades using traditional carpentry techniques without a single name. The current version, standing proud since 1875, weighs over 60 tons. Scroll history. The gate belongs to Itsukushima Shrine, founded in the 12th century to honor sea deities. According to legend, this island was considered so sacred that commoners were once forbidden to set foot on it. That's why the shrine and the torii were built over water, allowing worshippers to approach by boat without defiling the holy ground. For over 800 years, this floating symbol has stood as a bridge between the mortal world and the divine. Sunrise travel tip. Time your visit with the tide schedule, so you can witness both sides of its wonder, the floating illusion at high tide, and the rare walk across the exposed seabed at low tide. Stay until sunset, when the sky turns orange and the gate seems to hover between reality and reflection. If you are lucky, you'll hear distant drums from the shrine, a melody carried by the wind. Maple Leaf best time to visit. The island is breathtaking in spring, when cherry blossoms frame the red gate, and in autumn, when maple trees paint the hills in umber and gold. Evenings are most magical, when lanterns glow softly along the shore, and the torii gate shines like a beacon of peace over the quiet sea. Miyajima isn't just a place you visit, it's a moment you feel. A meeting of light, water, and spirit, where the ocean breathes and the gods still listen. Today's second magical place, Mount Fuji's Lake Kawaguchi, Yamanashi. Just imagine a calm, glassy lake at dawn, and in its reflection, the flawless silhouette of Japan's most sacred mountain, Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji sparkles. Here at Lake Kawaguchi, the world slows down. The air is crisp, cherry blossoms sway in the breeze, and the water mirrors every color of the sky from soft pink sunrise to golden dusk. Fun fact, Mount Fuji isn't just one volcano, it's actually three stacked atop one another, forming Japan's most iconic peak. For centuries, pilgrims have believed this mountain to be the gateway to heaven, a sacred bridge between earth and the divine. To catch its most magical view, visit the north shore at Sunrise, when Fuji's snow-capped peak glows with the first light of day. Come in April to June or October to November for clear skies and reflections so perfect they look painted by nature itself. Today's first magical place, Yakushima Island, Kagoshima. Hidden off Japan's southern coast lies Yakushima Island, a misty paradise where time itself feels ancient. Rain cloud sparkles. Here, towering cedar trees over 7,000 years old stretch toward the clouds, their roots twisted like something out of a fantasy world. Soft rain falls almost every day, locals laugh, saying, it rains 35 days a month. As you walk beneath the dripping canopy, moss glows emerald green, waterfalls tumble through fog, and sunlight filters like golden dust. It's no wonder this mystical forest inspired Studio Ghibli's Princess Mononoke, Herb Clapperboard. Protected for centuries as sacred land, Yakushima is more than nature, it's a living temple. Bring your raincoat, lace your boots, and step into a world where the earth breathes magic. Rain cloud evergreen. Fun fact, It's the only place in Japan where it rains almost every single day. History: the forests have been worshipped for centuries as sacred temples of nature. Travel tip: always carry rain gear, the weather changes within minutes. Best time to visit: March to May or September to November for mild weather and lush trails. So that was the end of episode 29 of Dynamic Expeditions. If you enjoyed exploring these magical and hidden places, let us know in the comments which one was your favorite. Cherry blossom sparkles. And remember, the most interesting comment, I, Aditya, will pin it. Push pin. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and enable notifications bell to join us on our next cinematic travel adventure. And share this video with your friends and family, so they too can witness these hidden wonders of the world. Globe with Asia Australia. If you have any suggestions or secret place ideas, drop them in the comments below. The idea with the most likes might be featured in our next episode. Because we'll be back soon, episode 30 is coming. And in the next episode, we'll take you to even more dreamy, hidden, and breathtaking destinations around the world. Sunrise over mountains sparkles. Until then, keep exploring. Because adventure never ends, and neither does your curiosity. Stay tuned every day at 7:45 p.m. A new magical journey awaits you here on Dynamic Expeditions. So hit that bell, never miss an episode. And be a special part of the Dynamic Expeditions family. Circling stars.